Embrace the power of... Are you ready for a journey? And no, the trouble... No, hey, he doesn't deserve it. Please, just a moment. Can you stop dying? We're making an engaging trailer and you're ruining it. Now, breathe. Concentrate. Good boy. Wait! Oh, come on. I hope you're better than our video maker. Playing Nairobi only in moments of relaxation and under the family.
I know the air I'm breathing, it's no good for my lungs. I do this every season, I hate when summer comes. I fall into a trap that I made by myself. Oh, and I always do the wrong thing. I'm unstable and I'm unsteady, I've lost a million times already. And I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down. I feel unable and so unworthy, my heart feels heavy, I've lost already. And I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now. And I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now. And I'm so sorry.
Good morning everyone, welcome for the first round of the endurance season brought to you by SWIT, and we are into qualifying. We are quite late, but unfortunately it was servers related, since they were literally offline until about an hour ago, so the race has been shortened to 8 hours. Qualifying is taking place now. Qualifying which is 30 minutes long, and we will cover the final 15 minutes of it. Wet IMOLA. These days it rained a lot here. And the rain is not really helping these drivers. Brandon Gates for Flyby Esport per Cryonics Racing is in P1, the 777 BMW, and Thomas Nopek follows for FRL, with Thomas Tasca for Big Project Studio. No, Strato, apologies. I was reading from the OBS little window. A very nice chrome livery mixed with a matte one. So it's a very interesting combination, this one here, as Mirko Fiorentini for MR Reparto Coaching is currently in 4th, and he will remain in 4th place. Dump racetrack. So in this very moment, oh, that's a bit of a cut. This very moment, track is in good conditions compared to what we will see, considering that in not even 10 minutes the rain will fall harder, so this means that the times will inevitably slow down. So these are effectively the last moments for these drivers to make any improvement. Zachary for Vespa Sport was improving, then he's not anymore after exiting Acqua Minerali. Surprised to see zero. Actually, there are two Mercedes AMG. There are two Mercedes AMG at the moment on the track, considering that that car is very good on bumps. The majority of drivers are on the Aston Martin or the BMW, which clearly are strongest choices here, as in the entirety of top 10 only one car is not either of those two, which is the Ferrari in 6th place, driven by Dobos in a 137 Toyota eSports without livery, unfortunately. They are the only non-Aston or non-BMW in the top 10. Tasca is currently improving quite a lot, but he was improving, but he quickly lost time exiting Tosa. The livery is a very fancy one. I really like this livery with a chrome and matte combination, as Brandon Gates, after making a very nice lap, he improved Rivazza, and that's the new fastest lap of qualifying, 44.612, 10.5 clear of the 221 following behind. Skarner is also currently improving. So number 81 goes now into Rivazza for Assetto Racing Team. Different livery, and I'm really liking this one here. And it's 12th place for the Aston driver, making it only two different cars into the top 12 that aren't either an Aston or a BMW, which are also now the 77 for Cryonics here in 10th place. As it stands, Goswell is improving a lot for Big Brain Racing, and the number 74 goes in 7th now. Less than half a second away, and now the track is wet. It's even damp anymore, so the times will likely float. Bit of a joke here. So I suspect we will see very few cars improving, and a lot of cars that may try a fuel run, considering there is no point in improving. This track is effectively worse than it was earlier. Matter of fact, Curtin is losing already some time. There is actually improvement here for Anton Pavliuk, but he has a car in front. He is currently at 10th. Better than himself. There is also... maybe not. Also Hill is improving a lot in number 70. Although in wet conditions, David Hill for Vivid Global Racing, in the number 70 into Acqui Minerali. Double right-hander, and he is currently improving. He could jump from 17th all the way up to 10th with his rhythm, but he has to keep it in an effectively worse track. The rain that is coming down way more than early on. Hi Ian, welcome to the stream. As he goes into Rivazza with a very nice improvement, which is a bit of a shame considering that if the track surface would have been... Oh, that was a massive mistake though, unfortunately. And that's, I think, the entire improvement gone. We'll see it again. As Hill went in 15th place instead of... you can see the rear slipping off. This could have been 10th, even 10th place, but unfortunately he's just in 15th place. And apparently these wet conditions are probably helping. A bit of a surprise. Probably the tires were under too much stress during the damp track. Supposedly it's that kind of temperature where a damp track is actually slower than a fully wet track, since the car can have cooler tires. As a matter of fact, the PRAL for Fly-By Esports in the now 195 McLaren is now in 10th place, making it 3 cars in the top 13 that have a different car compared to the main ones. As the last for QRT Esports is also improving. Car number 84 is in 9th place. And we are just 6 minutes away, but now the rain is definitely getting worse, so I'm not really sure if it will be a good idea to try again, maybe. Oh, that was a bit of a slip, but he is still en route to make a massive improvement on their position. The QRT Esports 84 is currently in 9th place, but Race Control is showing me that they have a 4 times gap compared to themselves in this very lap. Now into the difficult part, into the chicane, and he improved even more. The last here is about to make the car jump from 9th all the way up to top 5, although being an endurance race. Oh, that was a bit of a slip. Can he keep it? Yes, he did keep it on track, although he lost some time. It will be not an improvement of 4 times, but apparently it wasn't an improvement at all. So Race Control was actually lying. It showed me 4 times. So for some reasons, the last was exactly a bit glitched. Unfortunately, race control sometimes makes mistakes. Usually it's because of some lag spikes from some drivers. As Fiorentini now jumps into second, and this time it's for real. Car number 164 is now in second place. So although the track worsened, the times are actually improving. Fortunately, the Lotus is still showing an improvement, but now I'm not sure if it's a real improvement or if it's a fake one. So we'll see when it happens, as the other QRT car, number 83, was also improving after going a bit wide in the Acque Minerali. But Mattia Nakira, no, Nakira, I still have to remember this. Mattia Nakira in 5th place was improving quite a lot before coming into this left-hander for the downhill section. Now he's back at a tie with his own 44.857, and even the slimmest of improvements could put the car in from 5th to up to 2nd, to be honest. The gap is not that large, and the BMW is feeling strong at the moment. Before we are waiting for victory. Right now in 24th place, I'll be honest, I find it really difficult. As the car number 98 is and will remain in 5th place. Maybe it's a bit of a different story here for Nopek, but not really sure. So as you can see, the track is effectively worse. But still the times are getting better, so it should be like I said, so the tires getting a bit better, a bit cooler, less heat on the tires, so overall better performance, and also the wet tires are simply better with a wet track, a damp one. And Nopek here is, as it stands, a 10th below his own time. And you just went way too aggressive over the chicane, so that's going to be a not valid lap time for the Aston driver, and everyone is into the pits. So apart from a couple of cars, the entirety of the top 10 is into the pits. So qualifying is over for already half the field. Probably, yeah, it's another car now here. It is the car number 472 that gets into the pits. Effectively, I think actually we have a good chunk of the field already into the pits, so possibly understanding that it can't get any better. At this point, I think the cars on track are very likely on a full fuel run, just to see how it gets. Out there aren't cars improving. There is just one, which is Jay's right. For Fuchsia Competition Esports. From 26th place, it's the long car out there making an improvement, but again, I'm not at this point I don't know if I can trust my own race control. This could actually be possible, but a 3/10 improvement could put the car from 26th up to 19th place. Fastest time at the moment is a 44.6, and 463 lineup just managed 45.980, nearly 1.4 seconds off the top in the Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2. As qualifying is now officially over, although it was already over for a good percentage of the field. And now Wright is in 25th place. As now Landolfi here tries an improvement, but nothing comes out of it. Akira is essentially doing the same. So ultimately, I think this is qualifying over. There aren't cars improving. So in 2 minutes we will have the full field of cars onto the racing surface. Then we'll go for the start of 8 hours, of which 2 hours will be covered by myself, Cristian Romano, and the other 2, the final 2 hours will also be covered, not from me, but you will have a good commentary from Ricky. And theoretically, during the races there should be an automatic broadcast, but I'm figuring out if it does effectively work or not. As now no cars, although the 351 still is on a lap. It's obviously an out lap, so completely useless in terms of lap time. The 331 is only in 21st place, a bit nowhere for this team here. So qualifying is now over. The 777 starts in pole position for Flyby Esports. Just 128 milliseconds in front of Fiorentini and Nopek in 3rd place just behind. The gaps are not that close, but it's wet weather. As the top 10 is in 0.7 of a second. This is obviously wet weather, making a bit of a mess in that regard. So now we are just waiting for the grid to create itself. But what about IMOLA? This track here is famous for, well, it has been famous for a lot of things. Some good and some not as good, as this track also hosted Formula 1, GT3, GT4, but essentially that's about it. Super Trofeo, obviously, for Super Cup, and as such, everything else. It was once a race in the GT World Challenge Endurance Cup, and then it became a WEC. Round that will also be held on April the 20th, so during Easter, and it's going to be the second round of the World Endurance Championship, which we'll also see finally. Aston Martin Valkyrie on the racetrack. 3 minutes to go until the formation lap is ongoing. and the track is quite wet. 11 o'clock on the timer up there, but obviously it's a bit different now that the time has been moved, but in any case we'll go for the usual grid. This time I think it's better to go like this because I have some time. The 777 for Flyby Esports per Cryonics Racing starts in first, with MR rFactor Coaching in second place, Formula Racing League in third, and then VIG Project Studio number 313 in fourth. And then 8 RNV Flatout Esports is in fifth, with Tokota Esports in sixth place. Big Brain Racing is in number 74 in seventh place. Number 7 Cryonics in eighth. QRT Esports in ninth place in the BMW 84, with Flyby Esports completing the top 10 with a McLaren. Zates for Cryonics in 11th place, then the number 11 Vesta Sport in 12th place. Then we've got the 81 of Fast Racing Team and Wild Racing behind, with top 15 being ended by Kermit Motorsport. Vivid Global Racing is in 16th, with SimTech in 17th place. Formula Racing League is in 18th place, with Redline Racing Team, although I'm not really sure it's that Redline Racing Team, in 19th. Falcon Racing Academy is in 20th place, with FRL Racing Team in 21st, Assetto Racing Team in 22nd, and Flyby Esports, the second team, in 23rd. Then we've got Oga Motorsport in 24th, Fusta Competizione Esports in 25th, DMF Endurance in 26th, with Assetto Racing Team in 27th place. The number 83 of QRT Esports is in 28th, with Flatout Esports in 29th place, and number 617 starts in 30th, Volkswagen starts in 31st, with Assetto Racing Team in 32nd, and Redline, the other Redline Racing Team, in 33rd, and we've got Point One Racing in 34th, TTR Racing in 35th, Pitstop Organizations in 36th, the other RRT team in 37th, 666 in 38th place, DMF Endurance in 39th, 40th place for Ford Performance, Team Mod Esports in 41st, with TMV Racing in 42nd place, number 13 in 43rd, and then Formula Racing in 44th place in the car number 44. So 44 teams here. We'll go for a bit of a racing tour here. Turn 1, 2 and then 3. The first chicane, Variante Tamburello. Then a little straight. Then you have to practically brake over the curb. Then into Tosa, hairpin left-hander. A bit of a uphill section that brings you into Piratella, into turn number 9. Then we go into 10 here, and then downhill we got into the Acque Minerali 11, 12 and 13. Then uphill again, elevation change, which brings you into Variante Alta. And now we got to go downhill into the double left-hander, into Rivazza, which brings us to the final meters, the final 100 meters of the racetrack. Pit entry obviously on the right. Then you can see into the distance the start finish. As we are very close to start our season in endurance racing, which goes always from 4th place. So in this case with Big Project started. I keep reading studio for a moment there. Now we are into... Oh, already a drive-through there for Fiorentini for improper starting procedure. He will get a drive-through, so that's why he's already in 1st place. But there is Nopek now in 3rd, trying to squeeze a gap. Oh, extremely wide there for Tasca, going over the curb, losing the position on Nakira, or on Nakira. It's now side by side between Fiorentini and Nopek. Yellow flag showing just behind, but that drive-through will certainly ruin completely their race. They will have to practically go for a comeback run. And now obviously Nakira trying to go on the inside. He does so, he makes the position clearly. The same is for Tasca, and very likely... Oh, there is a car into the distance crashing just outside the hairpin. I didn't point who that was. Zachary now loses position on Pavlyuk. And there is now the side-by-side here between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari driver in 17th and 18th place. There's a car crashing violently. I have no idea which one it was. But now Besselink is thinking about a possible pass there on Landolfi, but nothing really happens, so Gitz will remain in 1st place with Nopek just following. Meanwhile, Hill just made the pass over Karner, as that will be for 12th place. And I'm seeing a couple of cars with yellow flag showing. Mari here and Van de Zag, the Mustang. Scarlet is now in 15th place, as Nakira and Tascar now switching positions, with Aston Martin taking the inner line. And we will see from the helicopter cam, but I think that Aston Martin has a chance here. In fact, double pass, with also Nakira getting shoved out into the gravel from Fiorentini, who has a drive-through, and now Dobos is thinking about the overtake. Meanwhile, just behind, Fiorentini is trying to defend against Goswell, who passes through just now. Oh, into the gravel, Fiorentini, and that's a lot of cars passing the aforementioned Aston Martin. The 3 wide out of Tosa. That's Milton in the 7 BMW overtaking Goswell in the 74 Aston Martin, and into the inside Milton goes and takes the position with a bit of contact there. Oh wait, that's a lot of bit of contact. That's Goswell out into the gravel just behind Fiorentini, now in 13th place. What happened there? Right? There was a contact, that was certain, but I want to see it again from this perspective, so you can see. Oh, they just tried to close the gap on the outside, and that was Fiorentini losing completely the rear on entry. So the 2 cars are now in 13th and 12th place, although Fiorentini has a drive-through, so ultimately that position will be given to Goswell. Meanwhile, just in front, there's still a chance for the 777 to lose the place number 1, as Nopek is very interested in this very position. That will be for the lead of the race. One of the BMW remains. Oh, there is a contact there. Oh, there is a tap. And that's the leader off. And the leader is off the racing line into the gravel. And that's now Nopek leading the race. But that's Gates that has been tapped in the worst possible way. And that's a tremendous calamity for the leader of the race. Look at this. It's just the final part of it. It's completely useless. So the 777 and 221 collided with each other. So have a look from here. Now it's the correct one. We go from the rear wing. Oh, it was just Martin. Yeah, misjudging space available, and Gates unfortunately had worst fate out of it. No damage, but in any case, that's possibly the change for the lead here between Tusk and Nopek, with Nopek that had a very awful exit from Aquiniradio, trying to squeeze as much as possible, actually exaggerating with it, and nearly putting both cars out of the race in that manner. Aston fighting, and Nakira. Just watches the entire situation developing. So now Fiorentini in 44th place at the very tail end of the field. These two, look at them. Tasca and Nakira. Very close with each other. And a good chunk of cars. Oh, that's definitely an incident that happened here. We'll see again what happened. So that's, I would say, the making contact with an FRL car and simply sliding away into the gravel without taking anyone with him. And oh, that's another car that made a bit of contact with someone else. So Sakata is in 19th place in a 331 car just in front of Bestlink. Right here in 7th, Mutten in the number 7 has the quickest lap of the race so far. 47.157 made in the very last lap. Matter of fact, Mutten is very close to Dobos in 4th. Wipers on, quite obviously. Bit of lift and coast just to be sure about the braking distance. Strad is essentially having a whiff of the exhaust fumes from the Lassus race car, now in 6th, but possibly about to become 7th, and that's now the overtake done from the McLaren lineup, now in 6th place. So Mutten now still very close with Dobos. Nothing happens in terms of overtake. Up in the lead, Nopek just made the quickest lap time of them all, 46.512. Tasca made a 46.540. With an entire 47.4 from... Oh, there's a slide and that's off the racing line for the number 221. And that's now Tasca having an easy time making the pass into the inside over the chicane. And that's a done deal. Oh, that's a bit wide though. Oh, this tiny bit of contact. So now Nakira is back at it. He can get 2nd place. There is some... Ooh, that was a bit too risky. Nopek extremely aggressive, trying to keep any position possible, even understanding that there could be a pending penalty on their name, into the gravel, and that's again another mistake from the Aston Martin lineup, which is having a trouble keeping the car on track. They are now in second place. Nakira is very close to make it into second for Fradaut Esports, and the gap is rising between Dobos and the 998 lineup just behind with Newton. Oh, there is a contact behind the 777. He's off again. He was former leader of the race and he is again out of the racing circuit. Was it a contact from behind, or was it... Oh, there was just an unfortunate situation where he got tapped by the Aston Racing Team car, which I think it was an Aston Martin, but I'm not really sure which one it was. I think it was it was either Canner or Rice. Again, former leader of the race, which is not really having a good time at the moment. As you can see, just in front, the Lamborghini gets defensive against Hoffmans. That was for 20th place, and Canner can't make the overtake on the Ferrari head from QRT Esports. As right now jumps Kren, although they're still side by side from the outside now, and that's a position done with a bit of a dive bomb from the Lamborghini lineup. That's the position done. Meanwhile, Pral lost the place on the Lasses just outside of Acqua Minerali, so I suppose a mistake happened there, which put QRT BMW back in 6th place, and Zitz is now in 8th place, just following the golden and black McLaren. Now this could be the battle for 6th, but it could also realistically be the battle for the lead if they could cut some time, because there is just a second 0.8 between the Lasses and Milton. Now back behind, because Bessenk just overshoot the braking into Rivazza, but at the same time defended well against the Lamborghini lineup, with Wright just following in very close proximity, as you can see here. The number 99 remains where it is, maybe thinks about the inside, outside. Actually, it overshoot. Oh, there is some more contact there between the Aston Martin and the BMW. There is actually some important contact between the two. And, whoa, that's a lot of flag spike. I just understood why I was lagging so much. Thank you, Steam. I didn't see the update that was going on. So now that it's also midday, internet is used a bit more, so that's also why it started lagging just now. So that's a bit better, isn't it? To answer your question, Dobos is not solo. He is with Eric Dreher in the 137 Ferrari. Let's go back into racing. As Jacobs, oh, that's 2 places being lost by Rice in 24th place for us racing team. And Jacobs is now in 22nd place in the QRT number 84. 83, I can't read anymore. The Musin in the number 7 is very close to the car ahead. Ooh, 792 is off. It's off the racing circuit. Was it because of a contact? Because I'm seeing also Rice. Oh, he just braked on the curb, lost the rear, and Rice unfortunately had to go through the gravel, losing some time. As it stands, Tusk is still ahead of everyone else, although Nopek is following, and Nakira is not really giving up. Dobus a bit further away with a second 0.7 gap on the BMW driver up ahead. This here for Cryonics is very keen on possibly making a pass on Pral. Oh! Look at that! The Lassus nearly putting the car into the wall after exiting Rivazza. And now Pral has a good chance to make a move, which will not happen. Zachary here, also very close to Kucha in the 33 Kermit Motorsport. Skren lost a place on Hoffman's, that's number 95 Flyby Esports, losing the place on the Assetto Racing team number 18. Spammer also lost a place on Longden for 35th place, now also from the McLaren. Zachary and Kushta. Oh, that was a mistake by Kushta, I'm quite sure about it. Looking at the lap times. Oh, he lost the rear. Yeah, Kushta lost completely the rear and essentially gifted the position to the Italian driver. As now also another overtake happened. The Lassus is now in 7th because of this. Or just the McLaren simply going for a bit of a tap also and putting the BMW into the gravel. BMW which defended well against the Lamborghini behind. And that's the 7th place for now for the Lassus, as the McLaren can finally fly away. That's the car number 195 for Flyby Esports, now in 6th place. As Zoranovic and Kren are going side by side on the main start-finish line, with the Ferrari just ahead of the BMW lineup in 22nd place, although I think low behind the 472 is also very interested in taking part of this action. They will not do so, he will remain behind, and that's 21st place decided as it stands. Ooh, massive mistake happened here again for Nopek, and again another opportunity happened for Nakira. What happened here? Into Acque Minerali? Oh, yeah, he went way too aggressive, didn't brake in time, and nearly lost the place on the BMW behind. That's another chunk of time gone for former leader of the race. Oh, that's another mistake happening, but this time it's Dobos in the 137 going wide into Rivazza, into the gravel, and losing the place number 4, with now Mutin in number 7, Cryonics Racing in 4th place, 3 seconds away from Nakira, and 5.3 seconds off the lead of the race entirely. So now this train here is forming. This train is for 19th place. Look at this long train. Oh, that's Ferrari on the gravel. Unfortunately, that's a completely ruined exit speed, so Zoranovic could very much be in trouble and about to lose the position. Ferrari goes on the inside, Aston Martin goes on the outside. And also behind, something else happened, but that's the Aston Martin. Oh, there's also a crash behind, the contact between the Aston Martin and the BMW. That's Low and Crane making contact, with Crane remaining on track and Low losing several positions. Now he's in 26th, 27th place, getting overtaken by Tunka, although Mari is just behind. Little contact between the two. So Zoranovic is behind battling. Now back in 5th place. Look at these, because Dobos is probably going to aim again for 4th place. Although both drivers are not as quick as the top guys. They are 2 to 3 times slower on the best lap. Oh, there is a cut off. It's a 1-1-0. Was it a contact? Oh, I'm sorry, it's already too late. It was indeed a contact. See, this was the reason for it. Oh, it was indeed a contact with the Aston Martin from Master Racing Team. With the BMW 101 taking evasive action. For a moment I thought it was a 777 again, having another misfortune. Now they are in 28th, having to battle with Turnka for lineup 101 TTR Racing Team. And speaking of which, Fiorentini is now in 38th place in the 164 Aston Martin, so both teams are on a comeback run, and it's going to be interesting for these two. Lasso's now in the middle of this duo. It's a 4-way battle for 6th place. As it stands, these three are keeping their own way. Meanwhile, Zachary here still battling with Kuchka for 12th place. So oh, that's a long jump from nowhere to 12th, but he still made it. Although I think the Mustang had to take a bit of evasive action there to avoid getting hit. The dive bomb worked. Now Zachary is in 12th place. But yet to go are 7 hours and 38 minutes, so certainly not. Oh, again, look at that BMW sliding away with a rear that is not really as grippy as everyone else's one. This is an awful sentence to say. I'll be honest. Out of context will be a bit of a trouble. Anyway, the last is now here, 7th place. I think the moment where a commentator starts to say all the things out of context, that's the moment where a commentator becomes a professional. Because now you can take those moments out of context and put them on TikTok. Anyway, the last is now here, just in front of Zit and Pavlyuk. That's for 7th place. The BMW from QRT Sports has lost good chunk of time from Pral. Last lap it was 48.2 for the Lassos, 47.5 for Pral, so the gap is quite clear between the two. As Gate is now going for the move into the inside, and that's 26th place in front of Mari. As penalties are starting to be applied, 10 seconds on the 617 and the 110. And I suppose this was the contact for 617 that put a penalty, because this is the only thing that they've been involved into. Yeah, completely missing the breaking point. No? Okay, I don't know really. And the 110 has been hit with a penalty. But I don't know the reason for it. As Jacobs, oh, that's a bit of a different line for best link, nearly going over the curb. But by doing so, he is about to get passed by Jacobs in the 83. For now, this car remains where it currently is. Obviously, team time at 65 minutes, so we'll see the first pit stops happen in a good amount of time. There is no variable weather, it will remain wet for the entire duration of the race, which brings some different skill sets to the table, but ultimately not strategy calls, since, as I said, the weather is constantly like this. In any case, the only thing that will change will probably be the pressures, the tire pressures. Apart from that, I don't see any dry tire being used for the entire duration of the race. Since Zitz and Pavlyuk both made the quickest personal best, 5 seconds have been given to the car number 70. 5 seconds for closing a... Oh, that's a car off. 617. Stopped on the track. Oh, what happened here? What happened? Was it out of nowhere? So 617 effectively doesn't really have anything. I'm really curious about it. I'd like to have a look at it. So I think it could have been a contact now that I'm looking at it. Oh, yes, it was a contact. Oh, it was... Yes, it was a contact with another car. I think I found the car. I think it was Rice in the car number 63. Now Gates. Trying to gain some more places. So incident in the middle of the straight, leaving some more important damage to Ferry in the 617. I think it was actually Kanner, it's a bit more plausible. Oh, drive-through already for the car number 13. I have to check if that's for track limits or if it's for a contact, but now there is possible move. Oh, into the grass, don't do it! Possibly try to go as much to the right as possible. Oh, another contact there for the 777, and that's also now the Aston Racing Team car passing with a question mark at the end, because I think Rice could pass Gates. He actually doesn't, he remains behind, possibly thinking that it's actually the best idea. Although the Bimbo still has to defend. Zakhdal now passed Kondarov for position after going extremely wide into Aquaminerali. Now I have to like to have a look at these. Because I'm... Okay. Because from the penalty for car number... What this was? A 5-second car number 70 for the 164 incident. So possibly I have a replay of it. It was a 70 and a 164. I can't find it, unfortunately. 164, which was battered a bit during the race, but it was possibly at the very beginning. Oh, I found it. It was this one here, the penalty of 5 seconds. Oh, it was, yeah, thrown into the gravel. That's why a 5-second penalty has been issued to the car now in 8th place. And the drive was for track limits, the end. Also, all the penalty being applied at the moment. I'm struggling to keep up with it. Oh wait, there is a Mustang actually getting lapped already. It's very early. Now the Lamborghini lineup is trying to go for the inside on the QRT Sports. He does so. He makes the pass, a double pass, double position lost for car number 84, now in 9th place, getting passed by both Zitz and Pauliuk. Now he is also extremely close to the last, so this could be a triple overtake in the matter of 3 corners, and it is indeed another move up ahead, or rather another move briefly up ahead. I think the Ferrari is trying to give the BMW the slipstream, or maybe it was the BMW just taking it a bit aggressively, but he remains in 10th place and the last was in 9th. Now losing again. Track off the racing circuit. So 13th drive-through is for track limits violation. Only 30 minutes into the race as Reyes passes Besselink for position. Although I really think it's more of a team call, this one here. Few other penalties. It was 15 seconds for car number 17, which was a contact with car number 159. Safe rejoin from the same car 17, and that's another 10 seconds, and another 10 seconds has been issued to the car 164 after hitting 179. As Goswell has gone wide and lost a place. Oh, police, that's Hill. Getting in place on the Lassos. I don't think this is over. Trying to go for the inside. Can he do it? He actually does so in an easy manner and takes back the place number 9. That put the duo very much out of battle with Pavliuk and Zitz. Zachary behind is also very close to Goswell head. She goes for the inside, cutaway there. Lesson has a better run out of Tosa. Can he throw the car into the inside? Into Piratella? He doesn't do so. He remains behind, and that's Zachary still in 12th place for Vesta Sport. As Gates is now in 22nd place. and Fiorentini is in 31st. Both teams making moves, but again the 777 is 56 seconds off the lead, and the 164 is 70 seconds off the lead, so it's not really a great race for them because of this, which is very unfortunate, since they really had a good chance. So now very close to the car ahead. The last lap, it was actually a bit of a loss in terms of gap for Nopec, but this lap around is a very good one because a lot has been gained from Nopec's team. For now, the 2-2-1 remains a tiny bit behind. It was a 46.5 for Tasca. It was a 46.350, new fastest lap of the race so far for Nopec. Out of nowhere, these two have woken up and decided that they wanted to go faster. Just look at them, they just gained an entire second on Nakira in a single lap. Interesting strategy for Nopec, keeping the car in third in Piratella to avoid excessive wheel spin, although here it was a bit better to put the car in third for the very same reason. She goes over the chicane, bit of the curb. These curbs are extremely slippery. The car is off into the gravel just here. Look at the left, it's a Honda. It's Yeshan in 37th place. That's a car getting lapped. I think that was car number 44 in 36th place. Tasca is still ahead. But I'm not really sure how much this will go on. Again, a lap. Okay. Nakira now just made a very nice lap. It's a 46.5 for the Italian driver in third place. So even for him, an important milestone getting reached. He is effectively with the same pace as the top two. He is 4 seconds behind. There's still a lot of time to go. He will have to trust his teammates Emil Wisinski and Sasha Miattini. May put the car closer to the very top. Ooh, it's on the gravel there. No, these two are lapping 46.7, so actually Nakira now has gained a bit of time, 46.5, effectively putting sort of the battle for first in contention among 3 people, not 2 teams only. Although I want to have a look at this, because as it stands, and that's a bit of an issue, there hasn't so the contact between the 777 and 221 hasn't been investigated yet. Because I'm looking at it, and quite frankly, one of the most important events that happened up to this moment, I don't see it here. So let me have a quick look in the meantime. Now Pavlyuk is very close to this. Oh, that's car going extremely wide. That's a Mercedes AMG in, I suppose that's the one in 38th place. Getting a bit in the way. Oh, and now spinning. Oh, nearly taken out. 2 cars battling for position. No, only one, because that's the Asus, the number 84. Nearly getting taken out. I can do this. So look at the mess. Look at the spray, and then look at the Mercedes. Whew. Nearly ending the QRT's team race all of a sudden. So I have confirmation that unfortunately the race control didn't pick automatically the incident for the lead of the race that happened early on, so they will have to put a report manually if they are listening. So probably consequence will be given, but in a later moment, possibly during the pit stop phase, more likely. It was a 46.885 for doubles, so it was a 46.950 for Mutten. As the Ferrari here is keeping the BMW head in trouble. And meanwhile, Tasca just made the quickest lap time of the race so far, a 46.202, gaining the incredible amount of 28 milliseconds on his follower. Oh, that's a Ferrari diving into the inside of turn 1, and that's a position done. Bit by possibly taken by surprise, Mutten there, but Dobos is now in 4th place, 7 seconds behind Nakira, who is now struggling again to keep the pace with the duo ahead. And now Pavliuk is also closely following it for 7th place. Since the start of the race, a lot of positions have been made by the majority of drivers. Currently the car that moved up the most is Tunka in 26th place, which started in 36th. Then we got a few cars that gained 9 places. While the car that lost the most is obviously the 164 back in 29th place. Started the race 2nd, but put the car way too much ahead and has been given a drive-through for improper starting position. Another purple lap from the 3-1-3 lineup. This time it's a 46.1 for Tasca. Up ahead. It's now probably close 4 times on the car behind. Skids is now going for the pass on the car number 18. That's 19th place for this team here, composed by Brandon Gates and Jonas Priest. Tasca made an important mistake because now the gap to Nopek is back to 5 tenths only, so I doubt Nopek made a 45. It was a 46.0. But this was a terrible lap by Tasca, 46.710, and Nakira just made a 46.3. So again, he gained a bit on the leader, but again, he loses too much at times. Meanwhile, Landolfi makes the pass on Barras. That's for 13th place, the car number 22. slow here in 23rd place is glued to Jacobs, that's for 22nd place. As he thinks about going to the outside, the Ferrari puts itself in a very good position just in the middle of the racetrack, not leaving any chance nor opportunity to the Aston following and the SimTech. Chronicle Racing will remain now in 23rd place. In the last lap, Low gained a 7 times gap on Jacobs, clearly stating that either Jacobs made an important mistake or that Jacob's pace is simply not on the same level as everyone else around. As Fiorentin just made another pass, this time on the 1-1 BMW, so Emer Reparto Coaching up now to 26th place. As we go back in front, only 4 times between these two, and I will read some more penalties that has been given. A 10-second penalty to the car number 164 after tapping the 197. A 10-second penalty to the car number 63 after hitting the 110. A warning to the car number 159 and 5 seconds penalty to car number 80. As Gitz gains another place, this time it's number 18 on Jace right for Future Competition Esports. But the majority of penalties all came from this part of the field, as you can see, number 55, 80, 110, 17 and 164 has a 10-second penalty now that I look at it. So the 164, 10 seconds penalty, but for which reason? So 164, 10-second penalty for contact with car number 197. 197. So this one here at the very beginning. See if something is visible. Though I doubt. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have a footage for it. A 10-second penalty has been given after making contact with the car number 197, which is now in 40th place. So Nopek now lapping very quick. 6.0 last lap around for Nopek, 6.4 practically for Tasca, as they are clearly gapping Nakira behind. Now the gap is 7 seconds. So effectively the race for the lead is only between these two. Gitz is an entire minute behind. Still not impossible that they can win this, but they require a minute. So it's very much uphill for that team. So now it was a 46.0 for Tasca, which also makes it the purple lap of the race so far. So they are practically battling each other with fastest laps. Obviously everyone else is also improving, but it's because the weather is getting slightly better. Azraes now is just behind Kren. Goes for a cutback maneuver. And that's 24th place for Rice. The car number 63. Oh, completely out of the racetrack as Leon Kren for Flyby Esports nearly crashed into the Aston Martin ahead. So look at this, he brakes way too late, takes evasive action into the grass, into the gravel, nearly into the wall. And now back in 26th place, 3 seconds behind Fiorentini, who will possibly get 24th place in a little amount of time. The Mercedes just in front will also kind of ruin the racing lines from these two drivers. But I remember that the 164 also has a 10 seconds penalty. As he thinks about an opportunity which doesn't really gone. This gap in front is now 1 second. Between the 313 and the 221. It's just here in front in 9th place. Hill is in, oh wait, there is a car office, number 55. In 42nd place, so he's off into, oh wait, what happened there? There is a McLaren nowhere, and this is lagging a lot. Yeah, okay, no, it's somewhere. Okay, it's not in the race anymore. So the McLaren is now disconnected, and whichever, oh wait, he's back here, but it's a bit of a dangerous hazard at the moment. How much lagging it is having. Yeah, it's really helping. As the Lasus is now into the pits. As I saw the McLaren for a moment. Oh, okay, no, never mind. It's back. No, it's not. Yeah, I think the 17 has to pit immediately. Because this could become an hazard for other drivers that could not see the car and magically could see it again in front of them. As a drive-through has been issued to the car number 33. Drive-through for exceeding track limits. They were in 16th place. After now getting passed by Git. Kushta. Drive-through for exceeding track limits. Not even an hour into the race. They will have to go through the pits at 50 kph. And another drive-through has been issued. A bit further ahead, 74, Big Brown Racing, which started in 6th place, drive-through for exceeding track limits even for them, not even an hour into the race. That's 2 important cars that are ready. Will have the race hurted even more. And now little contact between Baras and Zagdal, battling for 13th place. So now the amount of cars that had a drive-through are 4 in not even an hour. A 10 seconds penalty has been issued to the car number 70 after hitting the 159. Number 70, which is now in... Oh, nice overtake there for the McLaren lineup. Oh, wait. 10 seconds. Wait, it's another incident, so 70 will receive another 10-second penalty. And that's for a contact with car number 159. 159. Oh, this one here. So that's why 10 seconds penalty have been added to their time. Oh, they made contact with the Mercedes. Yeah, they definitely did. And that's a 10-second penalty for making a contact as Nopek goes for the undercut, although in wet weather. And I don't know what to say, because look at that. In 30 minutes, it's not raining anymore. It's cloudy in 30 minutes. So everything changes now. At the beginning I said that I didn't expect any real change in the weather. There actually is some real change in the weather. And 30 minutes the rain will stop. Since the car 17 is still here on track, but a meatball flag will probably be issued as soon as possible. Unless it stopped lagging around. No, okay, it didn't. It clearly didn't. The second I said it, it was a bit ironic. Maybe it stopped. It appears from the screen. Discord exit sound from .mp3. Nice to see some Italians in chat. Good afternoon to Vincenzo and David. Rooting for Fiorentina, unfortunately only 19th, but long way to go. 75 seconds are a lot to gain back, but it's a very long race and anything can happen. So multiple cars are already getting drive-thrus for exceeding track limits, so nothing puts out the scenario where the top drivers also get a drive-thru for exceeding track limits. As Goswell, after clearing the drive-thru, is in close proximity to Lowe. That's for 15th place, as many drivers are going into the pits, simply because they will not make it on time afterwards, leaving only 3 cars still out on track. So everyone into the pits, everyone into the pits. Oh, little contact there. Just a love tap, nothing to worry too much about. So, Fittini will do the same, throwing himself into the pit lane. Speed limit there, yes it does. Rest very, very close to them. Especially does the same, braking very, very early though. Way too early maybe. And a bit of a pack, as Horman is the first of the cars that, or at least on this pack, that pitted earlier. Dobos is now into the pits and Merton just follows behind. To the pits, and Peral is the last one of top of the field. Meanwhile, Nopek managed to gain a lot of seconds into the pits. And now Nopek is in the lead of the race, just in front of the 313 Aston Martin by 4 seconds on Big Project's... Okay, every time I read Studio, but it's actually Strato. Big Project's Strato. And they are now in second place. And the 998 is still in third place, with Zitz now in fourth, and the Ferrari of... that's why I was a bit confused, because the 137 is still in the pits. Just jumped the gun a bit early. I still have to wait for the 3 cars that entered the pit later on. But in fact, now Nopek is in the lead of the race from fourth. The 313 of Alessandro Balestra is now in second, but 5.3 seconds behind Nopek. And Wilczynski is another 5.3 seconds behind. Tobos comes out of the pits in fourth, just in front of Tissing for the car number 7. And Pral was a place on Zitz. And the car number 113 is just now passing onto the main start-finish line. Sidicum and Yugoslavski are both battling for 13th place. As it stands, Balestra is having many troubles keeping the gap close to Nopek up ahead. Last lap it was a 46.1 for Nopek. It was a 47.9 for Balestra, so clearly the pace is not there for the Italian now in second place, which will closely be taken from the 998 in third. This is really helping the situation for the Flat Out Esports in third. Unless... Oh! Mustang behind it, giving a bit of a slide there. Another battle happening here. It's the one for 19th place between Yor and Jongen as he goes into the inside. Can he stick it on the racing? Oh wait, it was a very nice one. He actually did it and executed it perfectly. Dive bomb inside and he kept it on the racing surface. Now he's going all the way to the wet zone in a very disruptive way. And Durakovsky is now losing another place, this time on Van Horn, and yeah, that's the position done. And a drive-through has been given to Martis, 25th place, for exceeding track limit, making it another one. I suppose Jongen has a problem in the tires because he's going a lot in the wetter surface, so possibly put too much pressure in the tires, but at this point is way too late, even because the track is getting drier and drier, so the problem will in any case, get worse as the time progresses. As you can see now, the Aston Martin is ahead. That's Robinson overtaking Burakovsky for 21st place, and Kushta, after the drive-through, is just behind this duo that for 23rd place. For now, the Mustang remains in 23rd. Balestra is losing 2 seconds per lap. As the 33 now gets into the inside and makes the position, makes the contact, and makes a bit of paint trading, as also behind. That's Aston Martin in, I'm not really sure which position it is, because it's actually a lapped Aston Martin, and 10 seconds have been given to both Zoranovic and Kushta for 2 different reasons. 10 seconds to car 70 for... no, wait. It's not written. So they've been given 10 seconds, but I don't know why. Because it's not showing. I suppose I have to reload. They've been given a... oh, it's possibly some manual. So I have to go... no, race control. Ah, here it is. 33 and 296. So it was a contact between the 33 and the 296. And then the 296, returning on track, hit another car. Let's see if I have it somewhere. I don't think so, because it was very early on. It was 7 minutes into the race. Issue is that I don't even have it in the race control. Unfortunately, I can't... ooh, praise here. 777 is now a 14th place for them. Slow and steady, they are making it. Now it's a gap of 70 seconds. But lap 2. Yeah, okay, no, it's impossible, it's way too early. This control gets to a maximum of an hour. So it's way too early for me to look at it. But it happened. I will trust race control. So what happened is that the 33 tapped the 296 off track. There's an orange span. Rejoined on track, hit another car. That's another 10 seconds. Bit of a chain reaction for them. As, ooh, little argy-bargy here between Aston Martin of RRT in 18th place and Big Brain Racing now in 17th place after the drive-through for exceeding track limits. And again, another terrible news for the car 313. They've lost an eternity. They are practically losing a second per lap from the leader. And they have to get back to their rhythm. Meanwhile, Horman and Mikos, 84 QRT Sports and Ferrari 113. But for now, Horman remains where he is. And oh, never mind what I said, because he just went into the gravel, lost the place on Horman, and that's next place for the BMW driver. We have a better look at what happened to Mikos. Oh, he just lost the car on entry and put the car on the gravel. But it's a very important situation, this one here. Look at the fact that the rain is practically over. The track is now damp. And in, I suppose, around 15 minutes, the rain will also stop. And looking at the amount of cars, 43 to be exact, as the McLaren 17 is still on track. As the car number 33 is also battling with Van Horn after the drive-through, going for a fake on the outside, changing idea, but still remaining behind Van Horn in 21st place. So at the moment there are 3 battles going on, one for 14th, the one for 17th, and the one for 21st, and most importantly the one for 2nd. Because now Wilczynski 46.0, even quicker than what Nopek did, although it's not as quick as the best lap made by the 2-1 lineup, 45.592. Oh, that's Kushta going extremely wide, cutting the chicane, and that's Aston Martin in the lead, passing through. As Martignoni, the car number 164, is now in 27th place. So as it stands, the opponents from the leader side, realistically, are the ones in 13th place. The only ones that really seem to be maintaining that pace. Snopek just set another 45.5, and Balestra set another 46.5, so another second has been lost there. Just Racing, the car number 7, Cryonics Racing, is setting, well, was setting, last lap it was a better one, laps into the 45, 7 goes for double, so there is a car off. Squished a lost place there on Van Horn. And number 18, now it's going to be interesting who is going to jump the gun and change tires and who is going to simply stay off as much as possible. Also, car number 159 is off the racing line. And Kushta still struggling to get through the Aston driver. Oh, it's practically it's not raining anymore. It is just some drizzle. Now into the inside, there is no space available. Oh, the Aston Martin goes a bit wide, sliding away in that situation. As now the pass happened here into turn number 1. Now 21st place for Kushta. 5 seconds behind Robinson in the 20th place. Just a tiny bit ahead. Garby now has to defend against the 777 that was once in the lead. Only 3 times between these two. Van Horn has passed again Kushta after a mistake happened just seconds ago. Oh, I am already seeing the issue here. Way too much speed into Acque Minerali, putting the car into the gravel and losing the place because of that. As Price now managed to make the pass on Garby into turn number 1. We can have a bit of a replay here. Is there any contact? Oh, I think they can break. Oh yeah, they braked on the curb, lost the rear a tiny bit, but enough to put the car off the racing line and nearly on the curbs. As now Sidicum and Ljuboslavski are 14th and 15th again, but 70 is very close to the BMW ahead in 555. As it will be the battle for 14th. Now we have the battle for 2nd place with Balestra, who is unfortunately losing a lot of time. Can't be on par with his teammate. And as he stands, is 10 minutes. 10 minutes and the rain will stop. So now we have the time of change 10 minutes from now on. It's going to be interesting. There's made a little mistake into Rivazza, but don't think it's damaging their race too much. And now you can see here Wilczynski going ready to the right of the Aston, which tries to defend. Oh, little tap, well, more than a little tap, and that's still side by side between the two. Into Rivazza they try. The Beamer remains behind, possibly because they effectively hit the car head. It would have been a bit of a penalty to make the pass in that case. They remain behind, avoided any penalty, and now they have a second chance here. Again into the outside or the inside. It go changes idea at middle of the braking line. I was thinking about an inside line and then went, okay, no, maybe not. Trying to get a cutback move here. Wilczynski still trying to attack. Balestra is defending as hard as possible. This is not helping their run for first place. It was a 48.1 for Nopek, so clearly a mistake happened there. But these two also battled and finished the lap with a 48.1. Since the Aston stays where it is, keeping the line and not giving any real chance to the car behind, which is clearly quicker as it stands. Possibly it may change later on during the dry phase. Track particularly don't dump anymore. It's really getting dry and drier. You can see now the tire marks on the surface. 6.7 for Nopek. Well, these two just made a 6.6 and a 7.0. That's very, very odd. As the 777 just made another pass, this time on Faro in the car number 22. We can have a look at it. A very peculiar. Oh, that's why. So, number 22, nearly throwing the race away. It was that was very close to a disaster. In any case, the 777 just gained an entire second on the leader, and I'm pointing this out because they could realistically be actually challenging the lead of the race. as now Dobos also joined the fight for second place. Look at that, Ferrari 137 just in the middle. There are two other cars that have to give the way. Unfortunately, they are also in a battle. It's Tom Curtin and Drew Burakovsky. They are both battling for position number 23, but unfortunately that Ferrari has to stay behind. They can't really have a chance unless they do give the chance, and that's what happened now. The Ferrari is now in the middle of the two cars, but that puts Dobos a few seconds off pace. 45.4 for Nopek, so back to the rhythm. The Lamborghini, the Ferrari and the Aston are all in the same way, but now the Aston Martin makes the pass, and that's Curtin in 23rd place. And now two ahead are just 3 seconds in front. Oh, sliding a bit. That's Wilzinski nearly put the car into the grass, but it's clear that Balestra doesn't really have a chance against this BMW when the moment happens. There's a car into the gravel. That I think it's an Aston, but I can't see which one it is. As the 43 is already into the pits. So going for a very early change of tires, because that's obvious. They are going for dry. I wonder if they didn't fuel the car enough and they are actually obliged to go into the pits, or if it's a bit of a all or nothing move. They don't have anything to lose at this point, so why not gambling a bit? It's a bit different, sorry for these up ahead. Very likely Nopek will wait as much time as possible. Balestra, not sure about them. The car is off. Car number 70. Oh, making contact with the Ford that was passing through, unfortunately. But Silicon in the car number 70. Oh, it was very wobbling. Braked on the curb and put the car sideways in the middle of the race track. And obviously, as I went through, the overtake happened. It's very early. If we go for a bit ahead. So this was the overtake. As a 10-second penalty has been issued to the leader for the incident between them and the 777. Oh, they just lost the rear completely. And that lag spike was following me into the replay early on. So they completely lost the rear and lost the place number 2. So now Dobos is in their ranks. And Nopek, as I said, 10 seconds penalty for making contact with the car 777 early on during the race. So now Wilzinski is just 9 seconds behind Nopek, but they are still in second place, and the car is off. A 666. Oh, I'm hitting another car off just behind. Which one it was? It was Dobos. No, it was another car. As Martignoni here for MR Reparto Coaching, side by side with Stuttel in the 63 Assa Racing team. Side by side between these two. Still side by side. there is no space available, but it makes it wait, sliding a bit. That's the car 63, and 164 is now in 25th place. So position more for them in their comeback run. Dobos now extremely close to... Yeah, at this point it's not even raining anymore, look at this. Not a great exit by Balesta there, out of Acqua Minerali. Little contact, more than a little contact, nearly pushing the car out of the racing circuit. Way too aggressive. And Dobos for now remains in 4th place. Seeing his opponent in 2nd place flying away. As soon as the rain... Oh, now, as the rain stops, it's very likely that we will see some cars changing tires, as Chevrolet is now into the gravel after making the pass on the Mustang in 31st place. And already, someone is jumping a gun. The 463 is already into the pits the second it stopped raining. As Heitenen and Jongen on the outside of Tosa is making a move into 17th place. And I think this is more of a defensive move rather than an attacking one. Robinson is just following. No, okay, I think it was an attacking move. Because look at the pace difference. Yeah, it was a move from the outside. For the Ferrari driver. Yeah, Tannen is nowhere, possibly. The pressures are not correct in this car. Oh, the fuel is simply not enough. Can you hear? Okay, clearly it's enough, but you can see already the dry line forming. It's already greasy. It's already time for dry tires. Faro goes into the pits. Number 22 already into the pits, so even for them a bit of a different strategy compared to the rest. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Oh, that's a massive slide. And matter of fact, Aston Martin number 74 is into the pits. So only 3 cars, as it stands, 22.296 with 10 seconds penalty, and 74. I wonder if anyone else will do the same. As it stands, Dobos remains out. But some teams are already changing tires. Obviously I can't really say for certain if it's time to change or not, because I don't know the tire temperatures. Usually when you start to see a dry line, it's the signal that it's maybe it's a good time. But it also depends a lot of on a lot of factors, like how many cars are there, how hot it is, which is not a lot. 16 degrees is not really a lot, and time of day, because even time of day changes how quickly it dries up. I can see the dry line is very much formed. The crossover time could be around 44 or 45 rather. No, okay, I think I can say the 45 is a turnover time. High 45-ish? No, 45, because 45 has already been reached early on. So yeah, I will keep the 44 as a turnover. When a 44 happens, that's possibly the time where they need to change tires. Meanwhile, you can see Dobos and Balestra going side by side into the oh, more contacts there, but the Ferrari takes the position in an aggressive manner, and that's 3rd place for Dobos, just behind the Wilczynski. In 2nd place in the car number 137. Some other cars went into the pits, 77, 84, 11, 70 and 83 into the pits to change tires. Now everyone else. Wilczynski goes into the pits, Dobos goes into the pits, Balesta stays out. Teasing in the Krajniak Racing goes into the pits. I think it's going to be quicker to mention who is not going into the pits rather than the opposite. The leader certainly isn't. He is safely in 1st place, so the important thing here is to keep the car out as much time as possible to give proper life to their dry tires. The 3-1-3 here decided to stay out, as the 1-1-3 is now in 3rd place after everyone else went into the pits. Obviously it's a good tactic for who doesn't have anything to lose, but overall it's going to be interesting to see if the wet tires are going to be quicker than the dry tires. At the moment it's a 46.3 at the lead. With the tire wear, 45 could be difficult to reach, but still possible. So yeah, I think that a 45 is a crossover point. I really think that 45 could be the crossover point. For now, 46.3, so they're close, but not yet there. As more cars went into the pits, decided that it's time to change. I need a dry car with dry tires though. And I have no idea which one to pick. Maybe this one here, no? I think MR Reparto Coaching, yeah, they are on dry tires, so they will be my benchmark for now. Unless someone else puts a time, I think I can take the 22, which was one of the first guys that went into the pits to change into dry tires, and that's a very slow 47. Their best lap was a 46.997 though, so it's actually they are actually quicker than what they will be with wet tires. And I require the 164 to cross the line. This will be my benchmark. More cars into the pits. 1-1-3, 3-1-3, 777 into the pits. Dry tires on for all of them, as a mistake happened there for Taron Schiebel. Out of the pits. Probably the game said that it was an off track. If it was an off track, it was just them exiting the pits though. So nothing to worry about. Matter of fact, all these cars, oh, we have our 45 here, Decanac in the Mustang 33 made a 45, so clearly crossover time reached, and that is the clear signal that the time for change is now. Meanwhile, a stop and go 30 seconds penalty applied to Martis in 30th place for exceeding pit lane speed by more than 15? Or 20, I can't remember, km per hour. Smart is now into the pits. Yeah, 45s are popping up all around. We've got an 45.3 from Holman in 84. So at this point, Nopek is losing a second per lap, but they have the clearance by 10 seconds on their opponent, who is now on dry tire, which is the car number 9 and 8 in currently 3rd place, simply because the 137 still hasn't pitted. With Nopek just behind them. But they are losing time. So Nakira now over the finish line with a time of a 45.310. So Nopek is now into the pits, but a bit late maybe, as the car number 33 just set a 44.7. So clearly putting the line a bit higher. They gained an entire second on everyone else. Every single car was lower than them by at least half a second. At least, because the only car that actually was half a second off was Nakira, the other The others were all a second off. Although Horman made a 44 just now. 44.7, 3-0. So we are close to the 43s. It's actually not really I saw again the McLaren popping up and away again. It's actually not impossible to see something odd happening. Meanwhile, 777 is in 10th place, which will become 9th. So it's very good to see them already up there. Snowpeak is out on the racing surface after being stopped for 40 seconds, and Nakira is just now on the start-finish straight, so plenty of time for Nakira. That has to be gained. 17 seconds, now lapped in 44.2 as Horman trying the attack on the McLaren driver. Now, can he make the move into turn 1? Everyone setting 44s, except a couple of exceptions. This car 157 still hasn't pitted. They're still on wet. Oh, they are on dry. Wait, they are on dry tires. What? Ah, yes. Okay. I'm back in mind with myself. Apologies. So there, now in second. For a moment, I completely erased the existence of this car. Earlier on, it was driven by Dobos, and there is now driving for Tokota Esports. They were in contention for 3rd place early on. They jumped Nakira for 2nd, and now they are 15 seconds behind the leader. They were starting in 7th, so at this point now they are in a very good position. The reason for this jump is actually to be given to Nakira's, or rather the 998's slow stop. They pitted for 5 more seconds compared to Deher, who literally let them through. Not even a fight happened. So it was simply Deher braking very early and essentially giving Nakira the whole chance in the world. That's Milton now in 4th place after overtaking Minezzi. The 313 Aston Martin as per in 777 says the quickest lap of the race so far, 43.120. They gained in all this time 15 seconds. As Horman is also going for a move on Werg. Horman is still stuck behind Werge. They are lapping 43.9, so that's not actually that bad in terms of time. Only a couple of cars managed to go quicker. As Milton is now the quickest car on the circuit with an overtake, 43.0, an entire second quicker than the leader, and the car is off. So car number 81? No. I can't find it. Where is it? I think it was the car number 80. So I'm quite sure it was the car number 80. In any case, we'll get back to this because Orman is very much in close proximity to Werg. No, it doesn't make a move, it's simply stay behind. The track is now completely dry. So I can't do the move, it's not like anything will I just saw Prace's lap time 42.832, a whole second quicker than the leader, and a whole second quicker than a good chunk of drivers. So they are gaining again. This team has been gaining as soon as they stopped being in the middle of the traffic. And now they are below a minute. I remember early on it was a minute and 15 seconds. For that team. So it's not actually impossible to see them in the podium. And I'm going to raise the bar even more. Maybe they win. And I said it at the very beginning. This could actually be the battle for first. And the Mutant goes for a 42.0, gaining a hopping 1 second, 0.4 on the leader. The battle for the lead is actually quite dispersed. There is a very good chance we could see the 777 or the 7 in the lead, and they are not even in the podium. One of them is not even in top 5. But their pace is great, to say the least. 42.0, even for the 777. So it's not over yet. With this rhythm, they will get the leader in 58 laps. 2 hours. Not even 2 hours. So it really isn't over. It really isn't over. Orman's still behind Werg. This car probably can go quicker, but it simply cannot. Although Werg just set a 43.1, thing which wasn't delivered by Orman. And just to be safe, X lap 42.7. So in any case, I don't think they gained on the 2 cars mentioned early on. Respectively, 20 seconds away and 57 seconds away. And honestly, this will be incredible stuff. Absurd, incredible stuff. Now, oh, that's a long train of cars. Prace now in the battle for 9th with Kuzmenko. And there is mayhem ahead. Quite a lot of cars in the middle of the way, and they have to give the way to the following. Two ahead of them. So Prace 41.990. First car into the 41s, and passing now the Ferrari driver. 777 gets into the inside, little contact with the Lamborghini, but this team is going. Another second has been cut from the leader of the race, the car number 7. Only 3 times this time around, but I think because of a back marker, because the one in front could have put some trouble. I'm imagining that a couple of these teams have like the loudest possible music in the ears, like Fury Bird on repeat. Because they are, quite honestly, they could really be. Ooh, 63 is off. Tristan Stuttel off into Acque Minerali. Was it a contact with someone else? Oh, it was a contact. It was a contact with another car. once, and then oh, that was a massive hit from the 164. That was a massive hit, completely out of control. Completely out of control and crashing into the 63. So making some contact with side by side, but I'm more interested into, so you can see another contact, going for a move which was honestly dumb. It was a very dumb move, this one here. It wasn't working in 1,000 years. It was completely unnecessary and took out a driver in doing so. It was completely unnecessary and it was never going to work. It was literally impossible for it to work. So I expect a hefty penalty on their side, because this is simply reckless driving at that point. It's not a mistake, it's not an incident, it's aggressiveness. Way too much aggressiveness. And I'm a fan of door-to-door racing. I am one of those people that are a bit aggressive on the racetrack. I'm extremely defensive. I attack in the most odd ways possible, but within the limits, let's say. And I'm very, very firm on this stance of mine. So now the quickest car on track is, never mind. I was about to say Nakira, but it's Pace again, without any real surprise, with a 41.195, not a second quicker than the leader. Awful. Really awful. Tremendous. Unsubscribed by everything. No. This time around it was 7 tenths quicker than the leader. But again, they can make it in 2 hours if they can keep this pace up. So it's not really impossible to see them battling ahead. Meanwhile, Merton, because even this car here, although it's not lapping 7 tenths per lap quicker than the leader, they're lapping quick. Matter of fact, they are already behind there in 3rd place. They made the overtake on Minezzi early on and still made, at the moment, fastest lap of the race. So Crynex Racing here is another effective contender for the race lead. And oh, that's a car into, okay, this is a lot of mayhem. Just making close proximity with Aston Martin, while the McLaren into the gravel. Now there is ahead. Can he make the overtake already here in Tosa? It's a bit of a task to ask for. Although there are the blue flagged car just ahead, although one of them is the 33 of Decanek, which actually gives the way, although they were fighting with Schiebel for 16th place, and goes now behind the duo. Meanwhile, Werk just lost a position on Holman. Oh, this time, yeah, the Bimbo was way quicker, taking the inside line, whether the McLaren wanted or not, and making the move here into Oriente Villeneuve. Last time around 42.4 for Raikkonen, Akira 42.2, the head 42.5, and Merton 41.6. Gap is now 18.9 seconds. Ooh, I can also see from behind, look at that, that's the overtake done for Decanek on the mirror. It was very nice to see. Decanek just passed the Schiebel on the inside. It's nice to see the overtake from the mirror. And now the Mustang is ahead of the Beamer. So Mutant lost a lot of time now, 43.7, a bit of a disaster of a lap, this one here. For them, they have to make back the pass. Keep it on track, keep it on track, keep it on track. Into the gravel it goes. And the number 7 now lost another chunk of time. That's an even more seconds that have to be gained again. Look at that, trying to cut as much as possible as you can. Hit the curb, car jumps off, that's 5 seconds off. Not too much to worry about. They can make them back. It's not the end of the world. There are still 6 hours to go to make 22 seconds. It was 18 early on. Oh, that's a lot of off-track for Minezzi. That's way more than a lot. That's 3 track limits in a single lap. And now that I think about it, this could realistically be 2 track limits in a single lap, because they went wide on the Piratella, and now we're here in Acque Minerali, so this could actually be 2 different track limits. And the third one, it's final warning. 4th one, it's drive through. So Nakira decided that he wanted to go quick now. He just set a 41.1. He clearly found whichever issue it was, because the team was lapping to the 42s early on. Now they decided, okay, let's go quick, and they went quick. So they tried to save the tires a tiny bit, not sure on the situation of their tires. Now there is a possible overtake situation here, but the BMW behind has to pass again. That's Mutant in 4th place. That set a 45.0 early on. But I suppose they are back on the rhythm. I'm not even questioning what's the pace of the 777, because it's the number 1. Now the gap, in all these laps in the past, they gained literally more than a second per lap, so now the gap is 53 seconds from the lead. We could really see a battle in 2 hours time. In any case, the battles are now getting loose. Gaps are getting broader, and battles are becoming a bit of a... Oh, that's... Oh, that was nice. A very nice one from Big Brain Racing, number 74, going... Look at this. Using everything in their power to make the pass. From the outside it was way too common. They went on the gravel on the inner part of the circuit and made the overtake for 17th place. So as I was saying, gaps are getting broader, and my time here has come to an end. For the remainder of the following hours there will be the that's Juwig losing the play. Oh, there's a contact there. And Van Horn, Zananovic, and Juwig all on the same point, and also some cars that have to pass through. That's the car in 4th place that has to pass through. And yeah, there is this 4-way battle for 19th place at the moment. With Zananovic taking the place number 19, and Juwig now in 20th place, just in front of Van Horn and Forbes. So as I was saying, there will be the auto, no problem mate, the auto broadcast that will go in with the stream changing. Now I have to, oh, okay, Juwig closing the door, slamming the door rather, in front of Forbes. In any case, I will see if it works. If it doesn't, in any case, Ricky will be here in the final 2 hours of the race. There will be another stream that will go on with the auto broadcast on, and thank you all for following the first 2 hours. I really think okay, I just want this one here to end because I would like to see. No, okay, I think the gap is now stable. That I followed this race up until now in the first 2 hours, and I will see you all on next Thursday for the Masters of ACC. Stream will go offline in a short time. Our broadcast stream will be on, and then the final 2 hours are with Ricky in the broadcast. Okay, this is what I was waiting for before ending the stream, as Jewig lost a place on Forbes after losing the rear and nearly putting the car into the Aston Martin driver. In any case, okay, it's okay. Thank you for having followed, and see you next time. Bye.